What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Saturday, November the 16th, 2013. Sorry I've been gone all week. I've been doing some other things, working on some other projects. I have been bookmarking links, though, and that's what I'm going to give you now. First link below is going to take you over to the Blogspot post. That's where you're going to find all of this. First off, a follow-up from my last video. Attack ravages power grid. Nope, this is just a test. New York Times picked up the story about the power grid test, and as it turns out, wasn't exactly a non-event. Got a story here from CBS Sacramento. Apparently, a couple of twins out in California hooked up to respirators. They lost power for more than an hour, and they consequently died because of the power outage. Now, I'm not sure if that had anything to do with the drill that was going on. Just FYI, condolences to that family. Other news going on from the Liberty Digest. A warning from anonymous 9/11 style attack in L.A. May be imminent. Put a link to this. Yeah, no doubt. It wouldn't surprise me to wake up any morning to some. Well, you guys know my feelings on Operation Blackjack Jericho. Go back and watch the videos if you need to. We got more of this crap going on. 2 Secret Service supervisors now. Secret Service supervisors under investigation and misconduct probe. I call BS on all of this. How many wasn't it last year we had Secret Service caught up in prostitution scandals? And then we got Special Agent Stephen Ivins going into, he's FBI, going into the woods and shooting himself, and I guess he just committed suicide for no reason. And then we got these Secret Service agents, and now 2 more Secret Service agents. I'll put a link to this. Got from Washington Post. National Security senior Navy civilians investigated an alleged scheme to defraud military of millions and other high-ups in the military. Look, I don't know if these people are going underground. I don't know if there's some sort of coup going on, but I don't buy any of these BS stories with Secret Service agents and high-ups in the military, all these people being caught up in these scandals. No. Something strange afoot. Of course, it's just my opinion. I got one from the Washington Post here. Officials say 4 Marines killed in training accident at Camp Pendleton, South California, November 13. Was it a training accident, or was it, are these guys taken underground or removed for some reason? I don't know. Plane crash kills son of Oklahoma senator on November 11th. Again, more strange goings on. Other news, Southwest Airlines pilot apparently tells passengers we're all going down, or we're going down, sorry. Apparently, I guess he didn't know that the intercom was on. He thought he was talking to ground control. Some sort of mechanical failure. The plane landed without incident, but passengers quite upset. I would be too, I guess. Of course, I'm never getting on a plane. TSA can just screw off. Anyway, from CBS Miami, more news here. Search for man who fell out of a plane called off. How exactly do you fall out of a plane? This is obviously like a Cessna-type aircraft, something small. A man falls out of airplane over the Atlantic. What? He fell out or he was pushed? I don't know. That's just speculation. Put a link to the article. For the Mail Online, North Carolina man 29 busted in FBI sting for attempting to join Al-Qaeda cell fighting in Syrian civil war. Al-Qaeda, huh? Put a link to this. Meanwhile, it's official. World Trade Center is USA's tallest building. 9/11 was an inside job. Wait, the article doesn't say that. That's my speculation. Investigate 9/11 for yourself, and you tell me what you come up with. Meanwhile, other news going on. Stratfor hacker Jeremy Hammond sentenced to 10 years in jail. 10 years in jail. This from RT. Meanwhile, down in Alabama man won't serve prison time for raping 14-year-old. So a rapist goes free while a hacker goes to jail for 10 years. This is just backwards. I don't know if the moon flipped over or what. This is just nonsense. Put a link to it. Meanwhile, pistol permit applications in Newtown, Connecticut skyrocket this year. Right on, go Newtown. Let's see what else we got here. Company makes working gun from 3D printer. Right on, 3D printed guns coming hot and heavy. From USA Today, they picked up the story about Google's recent YouTube fiasco isn't just about privacy. Put a link to this. Interesting article they have here. Let's see. Obama booed at Missouri football game. Right on. Go Missouri. Over to financial news now. The Dow. Almost 16,000 on the Dow. Man, economy must be good for some people. I'll put a link to this. Although I got some other stuff here that says the economy is not doing so well. From Political Blind Spot. Let's see. In the U.S., 49.7 million are now poor, and 80% of total population is near poverty. I don't doubt this at all. How's the Dow at 16,000 again? Highly manipulated, just my opinion. NYC Food Bank head says 40% of veterans, 40% of veterans need food assistance. Put a link to it. You know, I don't know about you, but it made me absolutely sick to see Obama laying a wreath on Veterans Day as if he cared. Given what he's done recently to our active duty military as well as our veterans, that just, I just wanted to punch the TV. That man doesn't give one crap about our service members or our veterans. Just my opinion. Let's see. Got other news in the financial bin. Got a mayor lays off police chief. City without police force. This is a town in Kentucky. No money in the budget for police force. Well, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, I say. Obama wants to cut Social Security. Well, you already know about this, but here's a new article on it. And check this out, you Bitcoin people especially. U.S. Homeland Security Committee to explore Bitcoin's potential in 18th November hearing. Homeland Security getting into Bitcoin? What's that about? Put a link to it. CNN blames Christians for Obamacare problems. What? I don't know. Put a link to it from Breitbart. Meanwhile, speaking of Obamacare, website, fewer than 50,000 have enrolled. How many people are in this country, Mr. President? You can't even get 50,000 people in. Good luck. Put a link to this. This is from Time Magazine. Is that because the website's broke, or is that because, I'd like to think it's because Americans are just going to say, nah, we're not going to participate. 30. Check this out from Zero Hedge. Americans 34 times more interested in buying guns than Obamacare. Right on. Go America. That's awesome. Now, from Huff Politics, we got White House throws cold water on Keep Your Health Plan bill. Obama comes out the other day, says, oh, we're going to let you keep your health plan for another year, and now he's in the meeting with all these insurance company executives like they're supposed to change their paperwork around again. Who's going to pay for all that? I would think legally there's a lot of logistics that have to be, you know, and you go to insurance companies and tell them you can't do it this way anymore, you got to do it under Obamacare, and then, oh, well, we're going to change all that again, and man, John Boehner, I hardly ever agree with politicians in the first place, but John Boehner said something on CNN the other day made a lot of sense. Why don't we just get rid of Obamacare? Let's just scrap it. Let's just throw it away. It doesn't work. It's a mess. I fully agree. You know, I know that it's not about healthcare anyway. It's about control. So most likely it's not going anywhere. But anyway, I got one more in the financial bin. Poll says more people trust Fox News for information about Obamacare than Obama. More people trust Fox News about Obamacare than Obama. Not sure if that's a good thing, but I'll put a link to it right on. Over to New World Order and Police State News now. By the way, I'm sorry for all the background noise. You know, one day it's winter here, the next day it's summer, so all the windows are open at the moment. Bear with me. We got third target of body cavity searches comes forward. This from WND on November 15th. Yeah, that crap goes on all the time. It's amazing the Nazi situation we find ourselves in here in America, but I know it's all being done for our own safety. From Hawaii News Now, TSA screening program criticized. What are you talking about? The TSA's here to keep us safe, right? From Press TV, Seattle police get network that can track Wi-Fi enabled devices. Track all Wi-Fi enabled devices. Think about that. From the Mail Online, what happens in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas. Be advised, if you're going to Vegas or you live in Vegas, the street lights can now listen to your conversations. Interesting article here. You're going to want to be aware of it. Let's see here. From Geoengineering Exposed, we got this Air Force Academy Chemtrails Manual available for download. This for all the people who look up at the sky and see a game of tic-tac-toe going on, but you think that's contrails. Lie to yourself all you want to. Put a link to this, though. From NBC News, drone worth millions crashes into Lake Ontario, military says. Oh, that's too bad. Why are these drones in the skies over America anyway? Ask yourself that. Biometrics researchers see a world without passwords. I bet they do. Put a link to it. Meanwhile, from RT, Google seeks patent for lie-detecting neck tattoo. I'm not making this up. I'll put a link to it. I do have to retract one story from last week's Police State Bin. After reviewing the police dash cam from the fatal shooting where the kid took off with the dad's truck and the dad reported the truck stolen, cops ended up killing the kid at the end of the pursuit. If you watch the dash cam video, in my opinion, it was a good shooting. You know, when this kid decides he's going to take his truck and start ramming police cars, he changes the game. You can watch the dash cam video for yourself. In my opinion, the cops you know, I can't call police state on that one. Put a link to it for yourself. Over to World War III news from Press TV. We got global nuclear conflict between U.S. and Russia and China likely if Iran talks fail. More war drums beaten. Meanwhile, Al-Qaeda-linked rebels mistakenly behead fellow fighter, rebel group says. Keep in mind, we arm these guys. They're beheading people. From Blacklisted News, let's see, U.S. building a $2 billion high-tech chemical weapons destruction plant in rural Kentucky. Be advised. And got one more here. Latest shipment of nuclear fuel from Russia bombs heads to U.S. Not sure what this is about. Put a link to it, though. Be advised. Okay, we're over to Earth changes in 2012 news now. Worse than hell is typhoon ravaged Philippines. Thousands dead. My heart goes out to the people over there. I know the U.S. is trying to get aid to these people as fast as possible. And, of course, if we weren't engaged in so many illegal wars around the planet, we might have more resources available. Meanwhile, back home, 2 homes collapsed in sinkhole down in Florida. This is a new sinkhole that's developing. Put a link to this. Crustal displacement or just normal stuff going on? I don't know. Put a link to it. Earthquake swarm shakes East Bay. Is this from, this is out in California, I believe. Put a link to this. Earthquake swarm, be advised. Of course, there's always earthquakes in California. Let's see. Photo. What are these giant lines in the Philadelphia sky? What are those lines indeed? Speaking of chemtrails, I don't know. What are they? Take a look at it. Weird picture. Sun's magnetic field will flip soon. They have a video. This is from spaceweather.com on November 11th. Interesting stuff. Bizarre asteroid with 6 tails spotted by Hubble telescope. I reported on this last week. This is a new article, I believe, from space.com. Put a link to this. Potentially dazzling comet Ison now visible to the naked eye after outburst. Put a link to this. Yeah, no doubt as we approach Thanksgiving, Comet Ison approaches its point of perihelion, which is its closest point to the sun. If it doesn't break up and fall apart, it's going to be a very interesting December. Another one from Space.com. India's first mission to Mars launching Tuesday. I believe this was past Tuesday, so right on, India going to Mars. Over to strange and bizarre news. 9/11 families fury after 2 British students win fancy dress competition wearing Twin Towers outfits. Well, I'll put a link to it. I don't know. Dog brings home human legs. Search turns up more body parts in western Washington state. Wow. Right on. Put a link to that. London-based. Oh, man. London-based Digital Health wants to put Bluetooth in your medicine. Bluetooth in your medicine. Did you eat your RFID chip today? Put a link to it. From the National Review Online, we have this. Anti-gun activist Shannon Watts, open carry Texas is like the Taliban. Might shoot and rape moms. What? I'll put a link to it. I don't know. She needs to go talk to a head doctor. Speaking of guns, though, he's a rocket surgeon. Cops bust a criminal. Excuse my language, but cops bust a dumbass criminal. They pull the magazine out of his gun. He has the bullets loaded in the magazine backwards. Too bad the gun can't shoot backwards and the guy can't blow his own head off while trying to rob somebody. You know? I'll put a link to it. For all other news, please check my favorites. I have favorited tons of video this week. Thank you to everybody who puts out content. There's just all kinds of fresh news over there. Stuff I didn't talk about, but important stuff nonetheless. Please check out at least the titles of the videos. Shout-outs this week. Shout-out to TheShowmebby, who was at the Open Carry March down in Texas, where I believe C.J. Grisham was arrested again. This time he was carrying a toy gun. But from the Blaze, TheShowmebby's picture is right on the front of the Blaze. Here, I'll put a link to it. He is the third one from the right, wearing the blue shirt. You know what he looks like. Put a link to it. Right on, Matt. Cool stuff. Shout out to passengers who protested after blind man with guide dog was kicked off a plane. Passengers stood up and said, no, you're not going to treat that man like this. They apparently canceled the flight because the passengers were upset. Right on. Right on. Shout out, I don't know who posted this. I think the Patriot nurse posted this, but I'm not for sure on Facebook. How to communicate if the government shuts down the internet. Interesting article here for ways to communicate without the internet. Some good stuff there. Put a link to that. And shout out to this motorcycle cop. Where is this now? Is this in Alabama? Yes, it is. Motorcycle cop racing civilian, fully uniformed on a police motorcycle. Now, I know people may disagree with me on this one, but it's given all of the police state crap that we're always talking about. I saw this story, and I gotta say, it was nice to see a cop just being a person. Yes, probably wasn't the smartest thing to go drag racing or taking the challenge from the racer to race, but there's something that got me in my heart when I saw this story. It's like, man, it's nice to see a cop just being a person. How cool would it be if we didn't, the whole system that we live in, how cool would it be if it wasn't about control, if it wasn't about law enforcement, if it was just more about watching each other's backs? I just kind of got that feeling in my heart for a split second while watching this story. So, right on, some people might disagree with me and say the cop was out of line, shouldn't have been doing things like that. I disagree, though. It's just my opinion. I think it was nice. The cop got fired, and, I'll put another link below that link. The cop was reinstated due to the outreach from social media. So many people got upset that this cop was fired for just being a person. Yeah, like I said, it wasn't the smartest thing to go racing down the drive, but, the cop was just being a person, and I think we don't think about things like that. We're always so focused on the police state. But if you watch the video of these two guys, just shooting the shit about their motorcycles and whatnot, like I said, wasn't the smartest idea to have a race, but I don't know. I'm glad the cop's back on the job. It was nice to see a cop just acting like a person, and I don't know if anybody understands what I'm trying to say, but shout out to this cop. You may agree or disagree, I don't know. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for this week. If you like this report, please give me a thumbs up. It helps it move around YouTube. Thumbs up or +1 or whatever we have now, whatever it is. You can also follow me on Google+, Facebook, Twitter for breaking news alerts, live show alerts, new video alerts, because a lot of people tell me they don't get my videos anymore in their subscription box. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, or Google+. You'll always get my new videos. That's all I got. Another week of madness to come next week, I'm sure. Comet Ice on brightening. Is it going to make it past the sun? I don't know. All of these weird shakeups in the Secret Service and military and all this other madness going on. World gone mad. But you guys take care, stay safe, have a good weekend, have a good week. I will see you on the next one.